the Hoplon, so named for bronze great shield born from our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent Cathedral of the North is, of course, the Holy Vault. The Vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thornton's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphinaud. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined the King Thordan to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars. Time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the jeweled closer, I shall introduce you to Mistress Alize, our master of the markets. Well, you're clearly not locals of traveling peddlers. What makes you all? Ah, words of House Fortence. How very interesting. Count Edmund has granted us leave to remain in Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners, should you be uncomfortable. Young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrements, medicine, materials, whatever you desire, it can be found in Crozir. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the Etherite Plaza, in Foundation, if everyone is ready. And here we have Foundation Aetherite Plaza. If you have yet to attune to the Aetherite, it would be wise to do so now. Um, As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together what else can be found nearby. The Skysteel man- manufactory stands to the west. There are engineers conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The holy stables where chocobos are trained for war also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly, while to the south and east, well, it would be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphanode. Hold your wait. Hold your noses when you pass the broom, little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You must judge me, sir, for I am no lord but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have ye? Take a turn down the Hopland and gawp off the statues. Wahahaha. Well, if you've a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Night, if your nursemaid'll let ye. My humblest apologies, Master Alphinaud. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. I would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this forgotten night for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, yo. There are a few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Now that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet, not that I. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? Then I'm coming to. Okay. Must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but, we but recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master. I don't even know how to say that name. Gibraltar. Gibberellant. Gibberellant. Just Gilberant will do, and I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I could not help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty nights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars, maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom. They tend to congregate downstairs where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality. Mind, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak of the lower levels, yes? Why do they call them the Broom, if I may ask? 'Cause when the weather's foul and the broom's florals in thick, it's the poor sods living in the bottom who have to deal with it. I see. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that, mind, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot just to be sure. I shall take your word to heart, sir. Master Alphonse, I think it would be best if we returned to Fortent's Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. Miss Tatter, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place, least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed, but will it be safe for you here on your own? Oh, please, do you know how often I looked after the walking sands and the blazing stones myself? If I had a gill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwarranted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then. Totaro, Yo, and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by link pair if you require assistance. I will. Oof. It is admittedly hard to keep reading, but I don't know. When I watched these when I was younger, I appreciated it when people read the whole thing, so may as well. Just have to figure out how to get into this house. What's going on here? I see. To ask permission to get in. Tell us then, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That which I imagined pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took, and when those steps took me past the scars left by the wyverns in Foundation, I understood how easily that history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. The wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Emmerich has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done yet, alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you have done for us, we would welcome any opportunity to repay the kindness. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphino. You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I will not refuse, or I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are intelligent and a persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to tell us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Mistress Sun, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a woman with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed to aid Ortorial and Amenelin in their duties. I beg your pardon? I am more than capable of carrying out my duties by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues, by the Fury. The two of you will conduct yourselves with dignity, befitting your station, and show Mistress Sun the respect she deserves. This is the woman who slew Gaius van Besar and some half-dozen primals. Besides, she is not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand girl. If you can pardon them their impropriety, Mistress Sun, I should be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks, very willing. They may even learn something from you. 'Twould seem we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House Fortemps has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so he would have us publicly serve Ishgard, while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. 'Tis an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me into contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard, mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. Okay. And none of these are good for Dragoon, so money. Ooh, you gain a lot of experience this way. Okay. Multiple quests. Alright, so I'm gonna take a quick break, just like a 10-minute break, but I'll be right back, okay? See ya. Okay, I'm back. Let's check something. Okay. Shall we be off then, old girl? Ah, but where are my manners? Emmanuelian in de Fortemps, second son of Count Edmond de Fortemps, trueborn, that is. Yes, yes, I know what you're thinking, and you're absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second in society where the eldest inherits all. Oh, my brother would never cut me off. 'Tis true, but who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance, forever overshowered by a sibling? Not I, old girl, not I. Which is why I need your help to ensure that this business in the sea of clouds goes swimmingly, so that the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations than Artorial. Ambitious, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Ha ha ha. Fuck you. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest, I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Haldenarte. They, excuse these names that I'm never gonna pronounce these right. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they have fallen on hard times since the calamity, poor blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Just come along with me to the airship landing. We'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloud Top. Let us begin anew. Mistress Sun, I am. Oh, shit. You will forgive my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Parchment has spoken of you often. If you are even half the woman he claims, I shall be glad to have you by my side. Okay, I like this guy better already. To the matter at hand, then. We will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of House Durande and Diz Dizimal. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it. Aye, well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said house does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture, but we shall speak more on that anon. First, we must secure transport to Falconsess. Let us make for the Chocobo Stables in Foundation. Okay. Are you ready to depart, my man? The airship bound for camp shortly. Ooh.
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of
Upon an
Garlemald,
airship,
come to call
conceived within the
Eorzea.
fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, who had come to call Eorzea home.
High into the heavens, the isles of earth and stone.
High
Frontier
into
the
the
knights of
heavens,
Ishgard,
the isles of
scarce
earth and stone floated as clouds. A frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore.
the camp of scouts of a scout
To a
sky,
fledgling outpost
shadows,
within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, she came.
Ooh. Alright. Awfully cold up here. I mean, Porthas may not be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course, our hero is wholly undeterred. You don't have to maintain that strong silent persona all the time, you know. Never mind. We need to find Lady Lynette. She is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, and when we find her, just follow my lead. Like, yes? Excellent. Okay. Oh, I can't fly. Alright. Gotta get used to not being able to fly again. Mr. Sun, welcome. I am Sir Lenate de Hallenhart, commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Cloudtop. Strange though it may sound, I have long dreamed of meeting you. I am in your debt, you see. and shall ever remain so. Were it not for you, my younger brother Francel would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus have I been unable to seek you out. But by grace of alone I have been granted an opportunity to thank my brother's Savior in person, and to call upon her generous aid besides. Truly, I know not what I have done to deserve this double blessing. Ahem! 'Tis a pleasure to see you again, my lady Lanate. You cut an elegant figure as always, a steel-clad rose, equally at home on the battlefield or in a ballroom. Lord Amenemon, if it's not too much to ask, I should be grateful if you would allow me to finish speaking with Mistress Sun. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warnings of impending Dravanian incursions. The high elevation afforded by floating islands makes it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it also makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. The Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of all but drowning all but the mightiest dragons. Alas, as you may have noticed, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts have been hampered by an indigenous beast tribe known as the Vanu Vanu, with whom we have had several skirmishes lately already. No beastman is a match for a man of Ishgard. Bring me a birdman and I'll show him a thing or two. Sigh, I fear much more may be asked of you in the days to come, Mistress Sun. While I understand Count Edmund's intentions, I'd rather not waste valuable time ensuring that the young lord doesn't get trampled underfoot. True, it is entirely possible that he may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, I think it far more likely that he will make a mess of things. Tell him. Tell him that I would like him to keep a watch for Dravanian outliers. Then you have then when you have a moment to speak with his manservant in private, make it clear that it is his responsibility to keep Emelian from his shirking his duty. A request from Lynette? Why didn't she think to ask me in person? Surely she must see me standing here but a few yards away. Well, this is an MMO, so I'm gonna have to talk for both of you. Oh, never mind. What is it? A mission. Yes, of course. That is why I'm here. I shall do my best, as my lady asks. Mr. Sun, I do not believe I have properly introduced myself. My name is Honorit. I serve as a pleasure. I serve at the pleasure of Lord Amenelian. Lady Lynette would have me accompany Lord Amenelian on his mission. Ah, I understand completely. I will do my utmost to keep him out of harm's way. Were he of another house, mayhap I would not feel obligated to go to such lengths to preserve his safety and dignity. In any case, I appreciate you speaking to him for me. It would seem he actually listens to you, at least more so than the others. Or mayhap you are more skilled at this than most. I suspect you have had to humor your fair share of difficult men before. Now that Emeralion is out of harm's way, we are free to discuss matters of actual importance, such as our struggles with the Vanu. We first encountered the Vanu several years ago, when we had just begun to explore the Sea of Clouds. After an exchange of pleasantries and gifts, we received permission to construct a permanent lookout post. There was peace between our peoples for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitudes towards us changed. They began to attack our foraging parties without provocation, forcing us to rely more heavily on supplying supplies flown in from Ishgard. But words are no substitute for first-hand experience. Go and see Sir Marielle. Could she could use your assistance. Do 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 do. Mistress Sum, I presume. Lady Lynette told me you were coming. I hear tell you've never faced a Vanu before. Well, spend enough time on patrol and you're sure to come across paths with them eventually. These birdmen are native to the floating islands. I say birdmen. They're not at all like ac- uh Ix I unless that Ixai's mother was a Gigas. Here, let me mark several locations on your map. If you discover any value in these areas, kill or drive them away. my guy is so cute. Finished with your patrol? Anything to report? Heh, maybe it was too much hope for a day without a skirmish. At least I can take solace in the fact that Halon has blessed us with a mighty ally. Accepting your recent clashes, Accepting your recent clashes with the Banu, I cannot have escaped your notice that things here are rather peaceful. To the deterrent of our garrison's discipline. Despite being built as an observation post, we have yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. That is why, as far as everyone is concerned, Camp Cloudtop is a backwater of no significance. And of course, the pride of our camp, the vaunted protector, is in perpetual state of needing repairs. So, even were the Holy See to come under Dravanian attack, we would be unable to fly to their aid. Simply put, Mr. Sun, this is where ambition comes to die. If you haven't if you have aspirations for advancements, you will be right at home. However, I would like to think that enthusiasm can be just as contagious as apathy. If you would indulge me, I would have you seek out sentries and stroke their fighting spirits and psych them up, you might say. Uh, It's an attack? What should we do? What should we do? You had me fooled there for a moment, old girl. An amusing jest, albeit a tad cruel. Surely you must realize how enthusiastic I am for monetary of Mir's entry duty. You still tempt me with the promise of excitement? No, this won't do. This won't do at all. Lady Lynette will give me a grand mission. As my benefits my station. Man, I wish I could fly again. A realm reborn spoiled me. Okay. Where are you? There you are. What is it? Word bacteria, whatever just has to do that. I'm awake, I'm awake. Worry not. After the shock you just gave me, I doubt I'll sleep for a fortnight. Do 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 do. You're looking rather good. Serious? You got, where did that come from? Fine, if you insist, I'll make an effort to be more alert, but really I fail to see the point. We're hundreds of miles away from the front lines, which is just the way I like it. Thank you very much. God, I love the music in this game. Many thanks, Mr. Sun. Already I can see a change in our sentry's behavior. Beg your pardon, Lord. Amelian said what? Ha, well, I have no doubt that Lady Lynette will do her utmost to oblige him. If Lord Emelian is going to demand a more dangerous duty, then I expect Lady Lynette will want you to accompany him. Aye, you might as well speak with her sooner rather than later. There's no use avoiding the inevitable.